Ayo! Hello, Fantastics. It's Mr.Clintastik here with a Strixhaven School of Mages limited review. If you enjoy my content, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to help my channel grow in the future. So, so far, we've gone through all the monocolored cards, the modal double-faced cards, and the multicolored cards, otherwise known as gold cards. Now we're moving on into the colorless, well, the artifacts and the colorless spells. We're going to do those together. So, let's hop right in. First, we have Biblioplex Assistance, a 4-drop gargoyle artifact creature with flying. Whenever Biblioplex Assistant ETBs, put up to one target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. A 4-drop 2/1 flyer, I mean, it's colorless. It does something when it ETBs. Right now I'm just going to give this card average. Actually, I'm just going to give it a 2.75. I really find it to be a little below average because if you don't have an instant or sorcery in your yard, it's really just a 4-drop 2/1, which really isn't that exciting. So we're going to give it a 2.75 with potential upside. And for those who don't know, I do rate the cards for limited, draft and sealed on a 1 through 5 scale, 5 being absolute bomb, 1 being absolute dud. So 3 is about average, in which a lot of cards will range around that 3 point. I try to gauge it, is this card at least average and go up, or is it not average and go down? And this isn't average to me. So I'm going to give it a 2.75 with the potential to have some benefit. Next, we have Campus Guide, a 2-drop artifact creature golem. When it ETBs, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. It's a 2/1. I don't like it. I kind of have stages when it comes to my land retrieval. First, I like land to go straight to the battlefield. Then I like my land to go to my hand. I never like my land to go to the top of my library. So this is a 2-drop 2/1 artifact that grants you potential fixing. I'm gonna have to give it a little below average too. Honestly, like, it's not even a 2/2 bear. You might not want to play this, but it could see some play. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. It's not impressive to me. Next, we have Cody Volciferous Codex. So I already did my pre-order and got the little Codex pit. I think that's a neat little idea for a creature. 3-drop legendary artifact creature construct. You can't cast permanent spells. Relevant. Pay 4, tap, add 5 mana of one of each color. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery with lesser mana value. Until the end of your turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. It's a 1/4. I don't know how to gauge this at all. It's not like a regular artifact where it's not able to block for you, but you put this down and then you can't play permanents anymore. I think that's painful. You pay for tap, it nets you a mana, but you can only use that mana for instants and sorceries. A 3-drop 1/4 that stops you from playing permanents and restricts you to playing instants and sorceries, but allows for free casting. I think that's just way too restrictive. I'm gonna put Cody at a 2. I would love to put this card a little bit higher, but it's right above playable for me. And I mean, there might be a big brain player that absolutely wrecks me with Cody, but I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. Next we have Cogwork Archivist, 6 drop, colorless, of course. Artifact creature construct with reach, pay 2, tap, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. It's a 4/5. I'm gonna give this a 2 as well. It's right above playable. I mean, it's not hurting you to play it, but at the same time, you're not gonna want to see too many of those. Next we have Excavated Wall, a 1-drop artifact creature wall. Defender, pay 1, tap, mill a card. It's a 0/4. I'm gonna have to give this a 2 as well. I mean, it's a 0/4 wall, but it's not gonna help you win the game. It's right above playable. These artifacts aren't looking that great in comparison to the rest of the cards. Next we have Letter of Acceptance, a 3-drop artifact. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Yes. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice Letter of Acceptance, draw a card. I'm giving this a 3.5. Really a 3.75, but it doesn't do anything on its own. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. You're gonna want multiple copies of this. This is above curve too, above average. It gives you 1 mana of any color, which is great instead of making you declare a color, and you can sack it to draw a card when you're done with the color fixing. I'll probably run 3 of these to play my 3 to 5 color deck. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Letter of Acceptance is amazing. Next we have Reflective Golem, a 3-drop artifact creature golem. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Reflective Golem, you may pay 2. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. It's a 2/3. Not even a 3/3 for 3. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. You need things to make it work, to target or whatnot. And I think red white, the deck that you'll probably want to be targeted in, it's already gonna have enough playable. So I'm gonna put this at 2.5 because it's just a little costly for my liking. You can slide it into your aggressive decks if you need more playables, but it's really not that great to me, and it's not even an average with 3/3 for 3. Next we have Spell Satchel, 2-drop artifact with Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, put a book counter on Spell Satchel. Tap it, remove a book counter from Spell Satchel, add a colorless, okay. Pay 3, tap, remove 3 book counters from Spell Satchel, draw a card. So potentially ramps, potentially draws. I would probably play 2 of these. I like this card. Gotta have Magecraft for it, so I'm just gonna put it at average because it needs other things to work. But I think this could see some play. Actually, this might be more of like a 2.5. A little below average because it does need other things to work. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. It doesn't do much by itself. Next we have Strixhaven Stadium, a 3-drop artifact. Tap it, add a colorless, put a point counter on Strixhaven Stadium. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, remove a point counter from Strixhaven Stadium. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a point counter on Strixhaven Stadium. Then, if it has 10 or more point counters on it, remove them all, and that player loses the game. I love this. I love this design. I think this is excellent. This is fun. This is fun. I'm going to try it. It ramps you, and it gives you an alternative win con. I'm putting this at 3.75. If you see it, you're going to want to grab it in any color, actually. So it could be a 4, but I'm not going to pick this over removal unless I'm just feeling some kind of way that day. This has a lot of potential. Like I said, it does ramp you, which is the key point, but it is an alternative win con that if you're playing a token heavy deck, you may just get to. I'm going to give Strixhaven Stadium a 3.75. I think it's excellent. Next we have Team Pennant, a 1-drop artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets 1/1 and has vigilance and trample. Equipped creature token for 1, equipped for 3. I'm gonna get us a 2.5. You might slap this onto your tokens or whatnot. Oh man, your fractal creature. You right? Your fractal creature that you play and make it equivalent to your deck. It's freaking a 2020, and I didn't even consider in draft and limited. We're gonna be only mostly having 40 card decks, so that 6 cost it still could be like a 2020, but it's not gonna be as big as it would be in standard or commander. Oh my god. Jeez, but I think Team Pennant's like a 2.5. I think he's going to add a lot of value to your build and give the appropriate creatures trample and vigilance, which is ridiculous. Next we have Zephyr Boots. 1-drop equipment, creature has flying. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, discard a card, equip for 2. I like it. Helps you loot or rummage. No, loot. Draw a card, discard a card. I'm going to get this a 2.5 as well. It does need other things to work, but it does have a high upside. So before we get into the lands, we're just going to go up. There was a few colorless spells. We're going to follow up the artifacts with colorless. It wasn't many of them. We even have a colorless MDFC. So here we have environmental sciences. It's a lesson. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You gain 2 life. 3.5. I feel like I've said it again and again. The lessons, unless like they're not gonna be below 3.5 unless they're completely unplayable. Expanded anatomy, 3 mana lesson. Put 2/1/1 counters on target creature. Gains vigilance until end of turn. 3.5. Introduction to Annihilation, 5-drop lesson. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller draws a card. 3.5. You know, even if you're just playing this in your deck. You know, I don't like giving my opponents anything, but the fact that this is a lesson that you can tutor up from your sideboard by learning just makes it way better than, in my opinion, makes it better than I would perceive. Introduction to Prophecy, 3 mana, lesson, scry 2, draw a card, 3.5, not broken or anything. Mascot Exhibition, 7 mana, lesson, create a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying, a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token, and a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Still, I mean, it's putting a lot of power on the board for 7 mana. It's a lesson. I still think it's 3.5 in my opinion. It's a high mana cost. And last, we have Wandering Archaic. 5-drop. Whenever it's an avatar creature, whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery, they may pay 2. If they don't, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. It's a 4/4. Also, Explore the Vastlands, a 3-drop sorcery. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of their library, reveals a land card or an instant or sorcery card from among them, then puts the cards they revealed this way into their hand, and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Each player gains 3 life. So it gets you a land and or an instant or sorcery for 3. No, each player. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Don't play Explore the Vastlands. That card's a dud. That's a 1 for me. But I think Wandering Archaic is playable. I think it's a 3.5 drop 4/4. I'm gonna give it 3.25. It's okay, and that ability might come in handy for you once or twice, but I don't think it's just game breaking. So that's gonna wrap up our discussion on the artifacts and the colorless spells for Strixhaven School of Mages Limited. Overall, I felt they were pretty, in comparison to our multicolored spells, I think they were pretty weak. But I think I like Strixhaven Stadium a lot. I think that was my favorite out of the cards. So once again, if you enjoy my content, please be sure to like, follow, subscribe, talk about it with your friends, leave a comment in the box below. Follow me on all my social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. You know the deal. When we return, we will be going over the land cards, which aren't many. And then we'll probably combine the land cards with there's another set down here. Something called Mystic Archives. So yeah, when we get back, I'm gonna just do a quick video on the land cards, and then we'll go into the Mystic Archive. So as usual, you guys are fantastic. My name is Mr. Clintastik, and I'll be back shortly.